All right, Dr. William Painter here with Journey Road Ministries. This is the song and sermon. Back from Thailand, a good 2 weeks, so I'm almost to normal as a William Painter can be. Um, this week's song is by Woody Guthrie, and I will do the best I can to do it justice, but you will spare me. They say that angels in heaven all auto-tune, so we're going to count on that. I ain't got no home, I'm just a roaming round, just a wandering worker. I go from town to town, and the police make it hard wherever I may go. I ain't got no home in this world anymore. No, I ain't got no home in this world anymore. My brothers and my sisters are stranded on this road, a hot and dusty road that 1,000,000 feet have trod. Now the rich man took my home and drove me from my door, and I ain't got no home in this world anymore. No, I ain't got no home in this world anymore. I was farming on the shares, always I was poor. My crops I lay into the banker's store, and my wife took down and died upon the cabin floor. And I ain't got no home in this world anymore. No, I ain't got no home in this world anymore. I mined in your mines and I gathered in your farm. I've been working, mister, since the day that I was born. Now I worry all the time like I never did before. 'Cause I ain't got no home in this world anymore. No, I ain't got no home in this world anymore. Now as I look around, it's mighty plain to see the world is such a strange and a funny place to be. Oh, the gambling man is rich and the working man is poor. I ain't got no home in this world anymore. No, I ain't got no home in this world anymore. Well, I got through that fairly well. Uh, we put up the guitar, and I'll catch you on the rebound. Okay, back. Oh, wait. I need a microphone. Now I'm back. Uh, I do struggle with microphones. This is the best solution I've got, and when I play the guitar, it tends to wiggle. So, I don't propose. I don't propose that I'm a professional podcaster. All right, let's get this camera. Whoops. Back out. All right, there it is. This is my office. I've got little fairy lights. That's some of my son's artwork, uh, and some Egypt stuff. And let's see, behind me is, oh yeah, that's Your Name, a wonderful anime, Your Name. Uh, Wonderful love story. I cry every time I watch it. All right, let's get to our reading for the week. Comes from Matthew 22, verses 15 to 22. Then the Pharisees went and plotted to entrap him in what he said. So they sent their disciples to him, along with the Herodians, saying, Teacher, we know that you are sincere and teach the way of God in accordance with truth and show deference to no one, for you do not regard people with partiality. Tell us then what you think. Is it lawful to pay taxes to the emperor or not? But Jesus, aware of their malice, said, Why are you putting me to the test, you hypocrites? Show me the coin used for the tax. And they brought him a denarius. Then he said to them, Whose head is this, and whose title? They answered, The emperor's. Then he said to them, Give therefore to the emperor the things that are the emperor's, and to God the things that are God's. When they heard this, they were amazed, and left him, and went away. Thus endeth the gospel. Just a couple of comments here. First of all, the Pharisees and the Herodians, or the supporters of Herod, were not great friends, or even anything. They hated each other pretty much, and so for them to team up against Jesus was really something. The second thing is they're laying a trap for him, right? So is it lawful to pay taxes or not to pay taxes to the emperor? And they're baiting it, because if he says it's lawful to pay taxes, then he has offended the Pharisees. If he says it's not lawful to pay taxes, then he's offended the Herodians. So he ends up, it's a no-win situation for him. And what does he do? He says, what does he say? He says, Show me the coin used for the tax. He doesn't even have one in his own pocket. Okay, they pull out a denarius. He's got to ask for this denarius. Okay, and a denarius was roughly the unit that you earn for working for a day. So he says, Well, show me the coin. Okay, he doesn't have one in his own pocket. I love that. I just love that. And they show it to him, and he says, Oh, well, whose head is this? And it's important to know that this coin says that, this is Tiberius, Augustus, and they considered him God. And of course, that's very, you can't have that. You can't have a God. You really shouldn't even be handling the coin. And so Jesus catches them out at their own hypocrisy. They've got a coin in their pocket. And what he says is, Give unto Caesar the things that are Caesar's. And of course, if you give God the things that are God's, that's everything, right? So you decide. You decide what is Caesar's, and you decide what is God's. And once again, Jesus puts the decision of one's own ethical or moral dilemma right where it belongs, right in your own lap. And the reason I sang that song, Woody Guthrie song, he was a balladeer, America's balladeer, troubadour, is because he's singing about people during the Great Depression who were displaced and who were walking to California from the Dust Bowl. And they had lost their homes. They were sharecroppers, and they worked the fields, and the bankers came and took their land and took their home and put them on the road. You can read The Grapes of Wrath if you have any questions in your mind about what this was like. Steinbeck's work is poignant and accurate. And so Woody Guthrie is singing about these folks. And the reason I wanted to sing that song is because when I read this passage about Jesus, and lots of people have interpreted this passage, and I'm not gonna try to proffer a better interpretation than anyone else, but I just think it's important for us to think as Christians, what is the role of money in our lives? I mean, I was at a bar. Some of the best things in my life happen at a bar. I was at a bar the other night. I was talking to the bartender, a young man. And I don't know how we got on the topic, but he was talking about mega churches. And one of his friends had invited him to a mega church in Omaha. And he said, "Wow, it was a real circus. It was really weird. It wasn't like Christianity at all." This guy had been raised Catholic, so for there couldn't be anything more different than a megachurch, evangelical megachurch, and a Catholic mass, right? And so anyway, he went to this thing at this church, and they announced that under somebody's seat is a set of car keys, brand new something something. And sure enough, one of the members in this massive church was sitting in the pew, and there were car keys to a brand new car. And oh, everybody, praise God, cheers, went up. And he said, this young man said, I couldn't think of anything more distant from Christianity than what I experienced in that megachurch, because they were really there worshiping car keys and cars and money, and nothing to do with Jesus. Jesus didn't hand out car keys. Okay, one of your disciples, I put car keys in one of your disciples' sandals now. Who is it? I mean, there's nothing more op- opposite of Christianity than that. And when I sang this song, when I sing this song, when I read the lyrics of the song, particularly this week, I'm reminded of the people in the Gaza Strip. They were given 24 hours to evacuate. And you can't really talk about this without somebody becoming angry. This is like the conundrum that the Herodians presented to Jesus, hoping to trap him. If he says this, he's wrong. If he says that, he's wrong. If I say, I support the Palestinian people, I'm wrong. If I say I support Jewish, independence and Jewish state, I'm wrong. But like Jesus, what I'm going to say is this. I'm going to say that is the wrong argument to make. That is the wrong paradigm to put before us. The right paradigm is human suffering, that there were people, terrorists, bloodthirsty, evil people who came in and killed innocent people and burned their homes. And as a Christian, all I can say is that's wrong and that's evil. And my heart goes out to them and their families. And I am appalled and I am disgusted and I am outraged that that happened. I am. But I am also outraged at children being displaced, at families being displaced, at people who have no power, no weapons, no authority, no anything, being routed by people with guns. I can be outraged about that too. That's not about a Palestinian state or a political solution or about Israel or Netanyahu or anything. It's about human suffering. It is about the things that are God's, and that is us. That is us as humans. And so we listen to that song, I Ain't Got No Home in This World Anymore, and I think immediately of the Palestinians who are displaced. I think immediately of the Jews during the Holocaust. I think immediately of the Uyghurs who are displaced in China, I believe, and the Muslims who are being displaced in India. I don't have to be anti-Indian or pro-Indian to be outraged at the bulldozing of people's homes simply because of their religion. That's wrong. And as a Christian, I am offended by that. And I should be, and we all should be offended by that. So I don't think we need to get caught up in playing somebody else's game. My grandfather once said, never bet on another man's game. And that's stuck with me all of my years. It's a false choice. We can be outraged at Palestinians who are displaced, who have no power, who have no food, who have no home. We can be outraged at terrorists coming in and murdering and massacring innocent people for no reason at all. We can be, and we should be outraged at that. We should remember what Jesus said is, you hypocrites, I'm not going to fall for your false argument. I'm going to be outraged at the humanity that suffers. All right, that's it for me. That's a good 10 minutes. Hope you enjoyed the song. Hope you enjoyed the message. God bless, and I'll see you in 3 weeks.